Yeah, I can fix a drink.
So it seems like, from everybody else's perspective, that Buy Me a Boat was like an overnight smash, which it was, and you seem like you're an overnight sensation too,
Thank
because
you.
that came on the scene.
Thank
But
you.
I know from doing my math that you were working hard behind the scenes for like maybe 8 to 10 years before that.
Yep.
So how did that experience prepare you for where you are now?
Well, great question, and thank you, by the way. First of all, I always want to be an overnight success, if you will, no matter what year it is, because if you are brand new relevant, then you're brand new relevant always, and that's a positive. Secondly, though, Buy Me a Boat was such a huge blessing in our life. I mean, it really was. It changed and pivoted our career into a different stratosphere. But before that, we were really happy. We were touring around independently without a record deal, and at that point in my life, I had 1 or 2 record deals that just didn't work out as well, and that was okay too, because when Buy Me a Boat hit, I had 25 songs recorded by other artists at the time.
Wow.
I had several on the chart that turned out to be really big hits. Love This Life for Low Cash, How I'll Always Be for McGraw, which followed suit, and Buy Me a Boat fell right in the middle of that. So you just never know when God's going to bless you, honestly, really. And so it was not a, I don't believe in flukes, though. I believe everything happens for a reason. I just think that we were right in the right time in our life to be blessed with it,
and appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, and really know how to take it on and do it and take it in stride and have a good time. So, I mean, really nothing's changed. We still tour the same way. My wife and I travel together with our kids and in whatever shape or form that may be per week, and we just make life happen, and we work harder now than we ever have because we want to, and we're fortunate to be able to.
And
honestly.
you like it.
And we do. We really enjoy it, and we're thankful. Not everybody gets to have these opportunities, and not everybody gets to have a big record deal, and everybody gets to have hit songs on the radio. Thanks to y'all. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Good Vibes is a huge blessing, and the newest single, of course. But yeah, I mean, things are really going our way.
Yeah, and I just saw that you, so I don't know if this is a blessing or if it's kind of sad, you just got rid of your 99 in green Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
So are you happy, or is this kind of a sad moment?
It's so funny that made like national news, but it's not a sad moment, nor is a happy moment. So here's the story on that. So I built a hot rod with my dad when I was a kid, and I bought the hot rod originally with my own money, and then we restored it together with, just lawn mowing money and stuff like that. And then we sold the hot rod, and I bought a substantial car that I could, drive in high school and stuff. And that was my last year in high school. Bought it my senior year, moved to Nashville, and it was a 2-door Monte Carlo, a 99 model.
Yeah.
And it had been like rebuilt 3 times and what have you. But anyway, years and years and years ago, even before I was married, I gave that car back to my dad after my first year in Nashville, after I kind of got on my feet a little bit and got going. And because I didn't want it anymore and didn't need it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, he's been driving it ever since. Is the cool part. So he's been driving it until like 2 weeks ago, and finally just caught on fire. So he was going down the road, and the engine just caught on fire, and so now he's a hot rod guy. So he's thinking about tubbing it out, and making taking the hood off, putting a huge engine in it. I don't know what'll happen, but not a sad moment. I mean, kind of a bittersweet thing, because everything does come to an end as far as tangible things are concerned, and it's just life goes on.
And how long did you have that car for?
Had that car, so I got it my senior year in high school, and then I didn't really have it that long. I mean, personally, because I moved to Nashville right out of high school, and kind of got discovered after the first year for the first go around, and gave it to my dad shortly thereafter. So I was probably in it 3-4 years.
So you mentioned the current song, Good Vibes.
Yeah, thanks.
What gets you in like a good vibey mood?
Waking up. Yeah, no, honestly, I just think that waking up in the morning, I think that should be enough for any of us,
Another day above the dirt, yes.
Yeah, truly, because not everybody got to do that today. So,
Right.
We're pretty blessed if you think about it. And but other than that, my kids put me in a good mood. They also put me in a stressed mood, but that's being a parent, and that's what I love about it. But just real life. And
Who could harsh your vibe?
I don't think anybody.
No.
I don't let things. To be honest with you, I don't really let things get to me. I just don't. And I don't mean that braggy.
You got to teach us how to do that.
Okay.
Let's
Here's what I do. Honestly, we start the morning out with prayer. We read a devotional called Jesus Calling. It's this awesome book. You can get it anywhere. And my wife and I. And that's kind of how we start our day. And then anything like that, everything that just comes with life, no matter if it's a job or personally or outside or whatever related, you just gotta let things roll off your back. If you consume yourself with negativity too much, you become that,
right?
And you become what you're around. And I really believe that. So for instance, when we were writing Good Vibes,
Mm-hmm.
we were all kind of grumbling around in the room, and I said, "Hey, good vibes only." No, jokingly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked. So everybody's like, we should write that. And I was like, dude, that'll never happen. But the simplest ideas like that, the simplest ideas usually translate with people. So that was
Yeah.
the biggest part of that, and nothing really throws me. I feel pretty confident in saying that. I just try to keep a humble heart and humble attitude, and just be proud of who I am. And I think I encourage everybody to do that. If you just be proud of who you are and you be honest, man, you really can't lose.
Okay, we're gonna try that at work.
Yeah.
It's good.
We have a tough boss.
Honestly, it's a good attitude. No matter if it's a boss or a coworker, who it may be. Everybody. I have another song. Not to keep speaking in song titles, but I kind of do naturally. My new album comes out in October.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's a new song on there called "Everybody's Going Through Something," and that is a great preface to that, because everybody is going through something. People watching this, people listening to this, when you're at work, when we're here today, when we leave here today, before we got here, everybody's going through something. So if you can just remember that, those little moments of everybody's life, and
It makes it less harder for you to go through something, and you're nicer to people
I
who...
truly do, and I
Yeah.
also think that forgiveness is a big thing.
Yeah.
Forgiveness. You don't have to understand somebody, but to forgive somebody is a hard thing to do. But if you can just kind of immediately do that and let it roll off your back, and frankly, just not really care.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not really
Care
care.
less. Yeah.
Honestly, care less about what other people think, and just
Yeah.
care more about how you're doing.
Totally.
That's what I do, and it works.
Let's try it. Care less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fine. Boom. Done.
I don't mean care less about others, but I
Yeah.
mean there's a fine line in between.
Care less about people's criticisms.
Yes, like, who cares? When I wake up in the morning, I think, pretty awesome. You guys are awesome. Like, we're pretty blessed,
Yeah, you did say my dress was awesome.
Well, you've
so-
always had a good dress game.
Yeah, thank
You've
you.
always had a good dress game. Yeah. So, no problem.
Thank you.
What do you got to say?
I know. I got nothing. I'm still working on it. It's still new to me. I'm usually a very negative person, so.
Aw, he's not negative at
Dude,
all.
it's all right. Sometimes we all are. I mean, it's interesting. I, in particular, I think, a lot of times I get in interviews where people ask, man, how do you stay so positive? Why are you such a good energy? You have to work at it. I mean, you really have to prod yourself into that, because I wake up just like every other normal person, grumbling and complaining about something and finding the first thing I can complain about and talk about how awful it is, right? But if you can just remember not to do that, God, you set yourself up for such a better day. And that's what I try to do. So no matter how hard that is sometimes, I try to do it.
Well, I'm incredibly impressed that you're able to go on the road and not only focus on the show, but you're also raising your kids on the road too.
We
I didn't
try.
realize your kids were here, but you've got 4 kids.
Yeah, they're raising us, really.
Yeah.
What's it like going on the road? Is it more difficult being on the road or back home? Being able to be on top of being a parent.
It's much more difficult on the road, I will say that. For me personally, I don't know how my wife feels about it, but I know for me, it's harder on the road just because there's so many moving pieces all at one time. And at home, there's a lot of moving pieces too. It's honestly about 50-50.
Yeah.
Because you get home and then you think, God, I wish I was on the road. And then you get on the road and you're like, oh my God, I really want to go home.
But you travel by plane, so
yeah,
that's awesome.
we do, and that's the thing. It's like plane to rental car to hotel, get up, repeat, and do it again. But that makes it a lot easier. And the reason I got into flying is because years ago I needed to get home, and
you fly yourself?
I did for the longest time. I got my pilot's license.
Wow.
So, yeah, heck yeah.
Wow.
Thanks to Tim McGraw, which is a whole other story. But anyway, long story short, years ago we needed to get home. Right when Buy Me a Boat was starting to really blow up.
You were everywhere.
We were, and we had to be a lot of places at certain times. That's the real truth, and we had to get home to our kids. And so I borrowed a plane one time, and because Tim's a pilot, and then so I started working on my pilot's license. Then I started flying enough till I got him, and I was like, okay, thank God I'm done with all that. It's because it's not easy.
Right,
It's
it's
like
hard, yeah.
10 times harder than driving a car all through the night. And so now we're just riding them, but it's a huge blessing, and it just provides us. Someone once told me that you can never buy enough time at home, and you can never buy enough free time, basically.
Right.
And we just don't, as you get busy, I don't care what job it is, especially mine, but in any job, the better it gets, the more busy you get, the more time consuming, and the more it consumes your life.
Right.
And so, we want to try to keep a normalcy through that, and that's what we do. I think we do a pretty good job of it.
Thank you so much for talking to us
You
tonight.
guys are
Appreciate
awesome.
it. Can't wait to see ya.
Thank you very much.